Welcome to Creation in the 21st Century. I'm your host, Carl Baugh, founder and director of the Creation Evidence Museum in Glen Rose, Texas. Now, we have been taught with an academic profile that separates man and dinosaur by at least 64 million years. And my guest, a very qualified chemist and a professor, has been schooled in the same background. However, he has information to share with us today to indicate that we are actually surrounded by dinosaurs and viable reports of living dinosaurs in this generation. Would you help me welcome for Surrounded by Dinosaurs, Professor Chemist John Pendleton. John, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
It's a pleasure to be here, Carl.
Now, you and I were in an idyllic context some time ago in Pucallpa, Peru, in the Amazon jungle, in a pristine context that reminds me of this beautiful setting. Now, it was some distance from the ocean, but we had a very successful creation conference there.
It was exciting. It was a first for so many to hear evidence of the creation supported by science.
By science. Now you have...
And by scientists.
And by scientists. You have a scientific background. Tell us about your background.
Well, I studied at chemistry at University of Wisconsin-Madison, and also while I was doing those studies, I also did some help in cancer research. I worked in a paint factory, and there's a scientific lab there as well. I also learned applied science in the form of automotive technician. I actually made more money as a automotive technician than I ever would have made as a chemist.
Oh yes, plumbers make better money than scientists, by the way.
There you go, as professors as well.
As professors, yes.
Exactly. And also, too, I learned things about nutrition, a lot of just personal good health for myself and my family. I also became a mid-husband, you know, like midwife, mid-husband. I only had one client. That was my wife.
That was your wife, and you did it well. I've seen photographs of your beautiful children, and I've met your lovely wife. But now you are the agent for the Institute for Creation Research.
Right. Since the beginning of 2000, I've been their international correspondent to all of Latin America, the whole Spanish-speaking world, and also Spain, for their radio program Back to Genesis, but in Spanish. And people write to us, and we send on an average of 300 packets of free creationist literature to some 20 countries of Latin America and Spain.
Well, that's marvelous.
And we answer their questions and a number of things. It's been exciting what God's done in this way.
Well, you're bilingual. You have mastered the Spanish language, and many in this audience may want to contact you. So all they need to do is just get in touch with me at the Creation Evidence Museum, and we'll pass the information on.
That'd be great.
And you have entire creation lectures on DVD.
Right. These are both in English and in Spanish.
Marvelous.
There's a total of 20 different conferences. They're 27 minutes long because we have TV stations both in English and Spanish that are broadcasting these. And there are churches that use them sometimes for a 20-week Sunday school class. They give a half-hour conference, and then they have a half-hour talk. And so we're just excited. We're working both sides of English and Spanish. And so it's exciting the doors that God has opened for this tremendous ministry, well illustrated. I just don't talk. I show lots of visuals that just make it exciting for everyone to understand all the many and different questions about creation, evolution, dinosaurs, the Bible, science, the ape men, age of the earth, the flood, the Big Bang, all these things. Well illustrated, well explained, and supports the Bible as it is.
As it is. And the Bible is scientific as it is written. There's no question whatsoever. And I've seen the response that nationals give to your lectures. And so I hope many contact me so I can pass this on and share to this global audience. Now, in your lectures, you point out that the entire ecosystem is a system designed by God with interrelationship from bacteria all the way to the pulses that we find in cosmic radiation. And the living systems in particular. In fact, I've heard you lecture regarding dinosaurs as still being alive today and pterodactyls as still being alive today. Let's address that before this audience. On another program, you talked to us about an enterprise that you have. Let's briefly share this with this new audience. This is a pterodactyl model. what on earth are you doing with this?
Well, the thing is, where I live in central Mexico, we've received a number of first-hand testimonies of having seen creatures like this or similar that are not birds. They don't have feathers. They have membrane-type wings. One was seen dead up in the mountains in the state of Jalisco. Another one is a bus driver coming down from the mountains at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Broad daylight.
That's rare because these creatures are nocturnal. They fly at night.
Exactly right.
So he must have been after something that attracted his attention,
or something frightened him out of his thing. And so, but here's the thing is exciting, is a recent witness has come to me that in her village, people are losing animals. Like, they wake up in the morning, there's a goat without a head, or there's blood trails and missing livestock, usually in the sense of goats or sheep. Nothing bigger than that's been lost. And sometimes when there's enough moonlight, people have actually seen these creatures flying to the size of a small airplane.
Incredible, like an 18 to 20-foot wingspan.
Exactly, exactly. That's what the bus driver saw. And our plan right now is to do more investigating in this village area where there have been more sightings frequently. I'm talking about once a month, once every 3 months, but that's often. And of course, the loss of the animals indicates if we build a, quote, feeding area, and with some infrared cameras that would take pictures, they're motion activated, that we can begin to see if they're going to come there. And then our next step, hopefully with the tranquilizer dart, to fasten a radio transmitter, take a few blood samples, and then to give another shot so it'll wake up and show us where the whole family is.
Wouldn't that be incredible? You are doing scientific research.
Exactly.
And hands-on, I commend you. We need to pray for you in this effort.
Please, it is so important because this obviously, the thing is, it's something of God. It's for God's glory. Okay? Yes. I don't want to do this just to be a famous person. I want God to get the glory. I want evolution to really take 3 steps back and say, I think we've been wrong for 65 million years, and begin to wake up to...
In fact, those 65 million years do not even exist.
I know, that's ridiculous.
And in Job chapter 40, we have man and dinosaur living contemporaneously. Job chapter 41, we have Leviathan, which was a serpentine creature, that breathed fire, and there literally are 6 scientific conditions in Job chapter 41 that if replicated anywhere on the earth will give you a controlled fire. So again, the Bible proves itself to be true.
Right.
You want to be very careful, John, in your examination. You and I have discussed this because I've done a lot of work in Papua New Guinea in relation to sightings of creatures much like this, and the reports are that these creatures often exude a compound through their skin that is very caustic and toxic to human flesh. And they're able to, just with the exhalation from their lungs, to sometime poison individuals and sometime kill individuals who've gotten too close.
That's bad breath.
That's bad breath. That's halitosis. So you want to be very, very careful.
I've already gone looking for gas masks, and I think at your suggestion was sort of like a suit that would be used in a terrorist attack.
Yes.
Even more than just
quarantine.
Than just a disposable a suit that people would use, for example, in a surgery room of a hospital. No. That's too weak. We have something definitely more. And whatever we're going to touch, we're going to burn it.
Yes, full quarantine.
You're just very careful.
But now, I was amazed at this big sickle that you brought to the studio today. Tell us about this sickle.
Well, of course, it is a replica. I broke it once in Argentina. I broke it once in Saltillo, Mexico.
You lecture over much of the world, don't you?
Right. I've been in 13 different countries now of Latin America, and so it's been exciting, both in English and in Spanish.
And throughout the United States as well.
Right, a number of states. This is when I bought this at a store that just sells replicas and things about dinosaurs, and. Anyway, they told us that the name that was actually given, there was just the claw and the arm, and they gave it the name Dinosaur of the Sai, S-C-Y-T-H-E.
Yes, I can understand.
Now, some people don't know what a sai is. Sai is a curved blade that's used for cutting grass or wheat in the field.